Everybody, happy Friday. I hope you guys are doing well today. I wanted to come on here and just do a short little live this morning and letting you guys know what I have been up to. So you may have had noticed some of my posts this week have been around a new exciting change that's happened in my life, and I am just so excited to share because the way that I have felt doing this change has felt just so aligned and so good for me. And so, of course, as you all know, if I have something that makes me feel good and I want to share, I want others to also feel good because I am a born helper, and that is why I do the business I do, and is all in efforts to help others and go on this journey together, right? And just empower and support and uplift each other. So a couple things before we get started on our video this morning. If you guys are watching live with me, please say hello. I love to hear from you guys if you're popping in live. And then if you are catching me on the replay, just hashtag replay. And I will make sure I come back on later and say hi to you then. So I'm just going to bring up my video here to make sure I can see you guys. There we go. So a couple things, but first thing, if you are not already in my community, I have a group called Self-Love at Any Size, and this is the community where we really focus on finding that balance within ourselves, accepting and respecting our bodies with acceptance and respect, which means taking care of all the different parts of ourselves that is then going to create that confidence and that joy and that happiness that we all deserve and we are all worthy of, right? So, and then secondly, if you guys are watching on Facebook, I would ask you to go over to YouTube when this video is done and hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive notifications for each time that I come live, and so you don't miss a thing, because there's lots of fun things that we do on here. Somebody says, hey, Facebook user. Hey, Facebook user. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. And I do have some nervous feelings, but I am so excited to share, and I am so excited to see where this journey takes me and just really feel good. And so what has happened recently is I've been taking this new product that has really been a game changer for me. And so in the past couple months, I have felt, and I know I am very good at putting on the brave face, and I'm very good at, showing up and being confident and all that stuff. But I have, in the last couple months, I have noticed myself feeling quite, not unhappy, but just like, I felt like I wasn't having the energy to do all the things that I was trying to do in a day. I felt like I kept feeling like I was failing, like within either my home or my business or my, stuff like that. So I just felt like a lack of focus, a lack of energy, a lack of motivation. Like I just felt kind of like I was just floating around, right? And so with that, I started to realize that, my lack of motivation and stuff like that, like I wasn't showing up as well as I could have, right? And I know how important it is to take care of all the aspects of our lives. Oh, someone says unknown user, hello. And then Facebook user says, it's me, Kelly. Hello, Kelly. Silly Facebook. Sometimes they don't show me who's on there. Oh, and Jenna's here. Jenna says hello. So I really felt a sense of like I needed something to help me with my energy levels, with my focus, with my motivation. And, I'm always looking out for different things that are going to help me to feel better. So she says, oh, yes, me too. I can put a good brave face on too. I know, right? So with that being said, so with kind of feeling that lack of focus and motivation and energy, as you kind of feel that way and you kind of have that feeling about you, you kind of notice that you're not showing up for life as you want to. You're just kind of feeling a little bit stuck. And we all have those things. And I know me as a business person and as a coach, we oftentimes don't get to really come out and say, hey, I need help, because we're busy helping everyone else. And that's the whole part of our journeys that we learn and grow with as we go, right? So I was feeling a lot of those things, but this new product that I have come into contact with from a good friend of mine, I had been watching her and noticing how she was feeling a shift. And of course, that's how it all starts, right? But this just felt different. Like, it felt something that felt so connected to my business, of like knowing that this is important. This part of my health is important to pay attention to as well. And so what it is, what I noticed first of all is just, and it's funny, like normally products, I don't feel like a really big shift right away either. Like, I notice myself, it takes a while to feel that change or notice that something's different. But I noticed this, like, it felt like right away. Like, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I have found something that's pretty cool. And so, what I've noticed since I've been taking this drink is, I have really noticed a shift in my focus, in my mental clarity, in my motivation, in my energy, and just that overall feeling of feeling happy. And I know so many of us struggle with these feelings of, unhappiness, so like sadness or pessimistic or lonely. Like, there's all these different things. And what I've realized is that it's not just all in our head. A part of our mental wellness that I have learned more recently, and I knew that gut health was always important, but knowing that, realizing that and I think I knew this before, but just having the awareness on like knowing that we kind of have this second brain, and that is our gut. Gut health is so important. And I don't think I realized that until I started experiencing the changes that I have within this new product that I've been taking. And so just the changes of and the mood, I've had such an increased mood that I think that was my biggest change for me, has been just like, I'm just happier. I will, things that may have bothered me before, or things that I may have lost my cool on before, I will all of a sudden notice that, hey, I handled that really well. And those are things, like, that was like small victories for me. And I will explain to you guys my little story that I had. So a couple weekends back, we were going out of town, and we were supposed to be ready to leave by like noon. And so the kids and I were ready by noon. We had our bags packed. We had pretty much had our shoes on, ready to leave. And so my husband wasn't able to be ready, so he was going to be late, which is fine. I can accept that, right? So we waited. And so it was 5:00. So that was fine. We just kind of hung out and chilled. And then we were just getting ready to leave out of town. We were pulling out, and then my husband's pager went off. He's a firefighter. And so, of course, we turned around. He went to the call, and it was 10:00 before we left town. And so the anticipation and like the, almost like the cortisol that kicks in, like the stress hormone of like, oh my gosh, we've been trying to leave since noon, and here we are at 10:00 at night. And then we did leave. We did get a little ways down the road. But anyway, previously, I would have probably lost my patience. I probably would have been like, oh my gosh, this is why we don't go anywhere. And I know I those are words that have come out of my mouth many times. So though that was one little change for me, that I was like, hey, I was really cool through this whole thing. And typically, I may have been a little snarky and been a little impatient and stuff like that, right? And so that was one little change for me, where I just felt so cool. And that's, not to say I'm like a explosive person or anything, but I really just noticed that little shift of like, hey, I am like my mood is so balanced, and mood is such an important part of how we are feeling, right? And so that really comes down to our gut-brain axis, which is that connection between our gut and our brain. And that just really, when we have something that helps us with that, with our gut health, and like filling ourselves with that positive bacteria, that good bacteria that's going to help to heal our gut. Because, if you think about it, so many of us consume processed foods and foods that, we think are healthy for us, but it's really just, it's so important to realize that as we fill our bodies with that good bacteria, it's not only affecting our gut, it's affecting our brain. And our brain is responsible for, our mood and our, overall mental wellness, right? So mental wellness is super important. And it's something that so many people struggle with, like those feelings of anxiety, depression, that low energy, low mood. Nobody wants to feel like that, right? And a lot of the things we don't realize is that's so connected to our gut, and it's so connected to healing that gut and creating that healthy microbiome, which is that part of our bodies that are responsible for our happiness, our mood, our focus, our energy, and all those things, right? And so really, I wanted to describe something to you guys, because I am also I'm a little nerdy in the way that I like to talk, or I like to learn about things, right? I'm a researcher, at heart. I love to go and look at things and understand them and why they're doing what they're doing and how that works in my body. And so I wanted to just quickly describe to you guys, so bear with me here, I want you to understand why the gut is so healthy or so important to our health, right? Because if within any of my programs, if you've taken any of my coaching or my courses, that I want to help you find that balance in your life. I want to help you take care of all the aspects of your self-care, your emotional, your mental, your spiritual, your physical, not just one. And I think that is the key to finding that balance within our lives, and that confidence and that self-love that I really love to that is my mission. So I want you guys to imagine that your brain is like that apartment complex, right? So it's a little apartment complex inside your brain. And each tenant in your brain represents a different function, like your memory, your mood, your focus, your mental clarity, your appetite, stuff like that. And now imagine so imagine the building superintendent, the person responsible for the building is your gut. So, and right, it's your gut and your brain are connected via the gut brain axis, right? So this two-way communication is that superhighway, and it's important for maintaining that balance in our bodily functions and overall health. So for example, when we are stressed out, our guts can get thrown off balance and lead to digestive problems. Or when we have an infection in our gut, it can trigger inflammation and affect our mood. So that's why it's so important to take care of your gut, and that it's not just responsible for keeping things moving along down there. It's also plays a big role in keeping your brain and your brain happy and healthy, right? And so oh, I see my cousin in here. He says hello, and then he says cuz. Just thought I would bug you. Have a great day. Have a great day, Sean. Thanks for popping in here. So anyway, with that all being said, I have noticed a really great shift in my mood and my energy and my focus within my business, which makes me really happy because oftentimes in life we have those ebbs and flows of feeling quite down, and then your self doubt kicks in and your inner critic kicks in, and it just can spiral you into such a low place in your life. And I know I have felt myself being pulled down in that way recently, and so having this new product that I've been taking really has helped me to feel that flow going up, feeling my energy going up, my mood, my focus, all that stuff. So with that being said, I wanted to share with you guys the company that I have partnered with, and they are called Amare, and they are a mental wellness company. And so it fits so well in with all the things that I am doing, and that is really why it was such a welcomed addition to my life, because it just felt right. I know with a lot of these things we have to trust trust our gut, right? We have to trust our intuition and just trust that this is the path that we are being led down. And so amare is Latin for love, which I thought was perfect because my business is centered around love. It's centered around self-love. And I just, it just feels so good for me to have this new kind of venture that I'm able to share with other people while also helping myself heal my gut, because I know that gut health is something that we should all be taking seriously. So anyway, you guys, that is kind of what I've been up to. There's more to come, of course. I'll be sharing more of this as I go along in my journey. If anyone has any if you have any questions, or if you want to know more about my happy juice, which is what it's called, by the way, and I love the name. It just makes me happy when I think of drinking happy juice, because who doesn't want to be more happy, right? So anyway, this was helpful, and I am nervous and excited to share this news with you guys, and just excited to see where it takes me within my own health, and hopefully you guys in your health too, because I want the best for you. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I was excited to share. So I hope you guys have the best day, and we will talk to you soon.